Enders State Forest began as a 1,500-acre gift to the people of Connecticut by the Enders family in honor of John and Harriet Enders. It became Connecticut's 29th state forest on April 2nd, 1970. It's a lush woodland area with lots of tree cover. It stays pretty damp due to the tree cover, so it can be slippery as you wander down the trails. There's a purple blaze trail that takes you along the stream, which is the prominent feature inside of Enders State Forest. It's this stream combined with the hilliness of the forest, the bedrock outcrops that create a bunch of cascades and plunge pools as you follow along the purple blaze trail. It's about a 3/4 of a mile loop. And I'd say it's a moderate height. The reason I say that is because it is a bit hilly and there are stairs that you have to navigate. But you are greeted with some beautiful views. Whoever put the time in building these stairs and all these ramps and these platforms definitely did a great job. It's a beautiful park to walk around. If you just want to go out for an afternoon and enjoy this forest and the trails, this is a great place to do it. There are other trails throughout the property, but the Purple Trail is the most popular. If you're up in Granby, give Enders State Forest a shot. I think you'll enjoy it. Old Newgate Prison in East Granby, Connecticut, was the original site of a copper mine dating back to 1705. Mining actually began in 1707. Many different companies and people tried to make it a viable mine, and never really worked out. In 1773, the Connecticut General Assembly sought out a place to begin a prison to house convicts. They figured the unsuccessful mine with a labyrinth of caves and shafts would be a great place and make it an escape-proof prison to hold their prisoners in isolation. The plan was to keep the prisoners underground in the mine shafts. This was a horrible idea. Though they thought the prison to be inescapable, several prisoners did escape on the regular, including the first convict held there, a Mr. John Hinson. As you can imagine, sleeping inside of a mine shaft is not all that healthy for you. It's very damp and cold and dark. Most of the people put into Newgate Prison were there for burglary, robbery, counterfeiting, most time first offenses, because on the second offense, you lost your life. The men would stay shackled most of the day, and they would work mining copper. The conditions weren't real good, as you can imagine. In the lead up to the Revolutionary War, Newgate Prison became a holding cell for loyalists, Tories, people who supported the crown. As time went on, they began to do different things at the prison. They had a nail factory where the prisoners were made to make nails during the day and then go back to their pit at night and sleep in the shafts. There were several uprisings at the prison, resulting in the guardhouse being burnt down several times. After the Revolutionary War in 1790, the site actually became a state prison, the first of its kind. They began building above-ground structures, masonry buildings with cells and work areas and kitchen, blacksmiths, but they still kept their prison vaults down below in the mine. Most of what you see on the property today was built around 1802. The prison even had its own treadmill for grinding grain. In 1824, another 4-story building was erected that contained offices, a granary, a mess hall, and it also had cells enough for 50 prisoners. But at long last, in 1827, the prison was closed for good, and all the remaining prisoners were taken to Weatherseal State Prison. Throughout time, the prison was a curiosity. Many people would visit it just to see what was going on. It was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1970 and is designated a National Historic Landmark. Old Newgate Prison shows Connecticut's transition from Puritan law to Yankee law. If you're into history, this is a great place to check out. You can tour the mine, which is pretty damp, and you can imagine living down here. One day would be too much. Could you imagine a 10-year sentence? The state of Connecticut continues to improve the property, securing it for future generations to see, just the way prisons were dealt with in the 18th century. That's $10 for adults to tour, $8 for seniors. Come by and check it out.